Good.
Not doing a damn thing.
Well. Welcome to another episode.
If it isn't my little Droogie.
It's the man himself. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good morning to them.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning to all of you.
Happy Sunday, right? Happy Sunday.
It's another Sunday. We got another new temporary layout thanks to Restream.
Absolutely.
We're
We're gonna keep evolving and just making little tweaks and changes where we need to make them, and we're just gonna keep rolling, man. We're just gonna keep rolling.
Yeah, this is pretty.
I like it a lot.
This is pretty.
It's nice that we don't take ourselves so goddamn seriously, and that the fact that both of us enjoy doing this enough that we'll just keep doing it every week just for shits and giggles. You know what I mean? Like, period. And putting it out every week, we can kind of just roll with the punches and like, hey, you know what? That worked, a couple weeks ago. This worked last week. Let's get rid of this over here and let's put this in on the other side, like whatever. Personally, big giant fan of sound effects. I'm an idiot with a lizard brain at heart. You know what I mean? Like, I have like the Neanderthal in me just like automatically reacts when there's sound effects. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just like, I've always loved the sound effects. Like, I think we're gonna have to bring those back.
Yeah, those are coming. And since we had a revelation while we were testing out this,
hell yeah, did somebody get murdered? That sounded like a murder. Red rum.
Holy shit, guys! This is real life, and it's up to you to listen to us on Anchor every single day, every hour of the day, so we could buy a studio. That's right, guys. That's right. Holy shit, man.
Happy Sunday to everybody out there, too.
Yeah, happy Sunday. And guys, God, we have so much to fucking talk about. And, I mean, there's going to be a lot of entertainment talk today, man. I mean.
Absolutely.
And, the playoffs are happening.
They are?
I got to
see the game last night? Did you see the Sox and the Sox and the Stros, dude? Like, did you see that game last night?
Yeah, and, I didn't see. I haven't. It's been a couple days. I've been very busy this week, but I've been keeping up, and I'm hearing the C word being thrown out there that someone was cheating yesterday.
Ooh,
and
I'm cheating regarding what?
I found a couple things. First, I found apparently that one of the teams had a center field camera that wasn't being broadcasted that could see the catchers.
Oh, shit! Stealing signs? Stealing signs.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so we got that's
beefy.
Oh, that is beefy.
Well, because here's the thing. The fucking Red Sox were ahead 3-1 up until late in the game, and then the fucking Stros went ahead 4-3, and then added a run like an inning later, and it was like 5-3, and the Sox had like a solo home run, came 5-4, and I think 5-4 is how it ended. And
shit.
So it was close like that. Like, the Sox were up most of the game.
Yeah, and it's
So
they're surprisingly. I mean, to my dismay, they're doing pretty good.
It looked like I was driving yesterday. I'm sitting in Kansas City again, obviously. I was driving most of the day yesterday, but I met my beautiful girlfriend at a VFW last night, and we were watching the tail end of that game when I got there. Like, it was still on when I pulled in, basically. So I got to see last part of the 7th inning and then the rest of the game.
Yeah.
From like it was like bottom of the 7th when I got there. But yeah, so it looked like a hard fought game. It's the American League Championship Series, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I would assume two teams in competition to go to the World Series. I'm hoping, they're coming to play.
Yeah. So I mean, my Brewers, who I had thought were going to make it to the World Series, are out. The LA Dodgers are in right now.
Tampa Bay's out. Like,
yeah,
that was weird.
I don't even know how that happened, but I mean,
that was weird.
I mean, I still think the Astros are going to make it, but we'll see because.
And how many games did the Giants win this year? I saw something about that like 2 days ago. Like, didn't they win like 107 fucking games this year, or some fucking crazy ass fucking number? Because they're out, I think, right?
They are out.
What was the finals record?
2021. 107 wins.
Oh my fucking god!
55 losses.
107 wins in a season, and they're out. They're out of the playoffs.
Yep.
They didn't make it past the first round. Holy shit!
Nope.
Dude, that's like 2014 Kansas City, dude. 2014, dude. Like, the Royals fucking had to play a 1-game tiebreaker to make it to the wild card. Then they had to fucking win the wild card. Then they had to fucking go to the divisional series, and they fucking they swept the whole. And everybody was like it came out of nowhere. Like they barely made the playoffs by like a cunt hair. You know what I mean? Like literally, like, they barely made the playoffs, and they ended up going to the World Series and taking. They dropped the series in 7 games to the Giants that year, but they took the Giants to 7 games in the World Series after sweeping the American League side. They didn't lose a single game in the playoffs in 2014 on the
and that's
in the American
baseball. That's a baseball story.
It is very much so.
That's a baseball story.
Especially with the history. I always because of when I grew up and when I was born, I view the Royals as a younger team. They're not a younger team anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the Royals organization does actually have some history now, and it's very a lot of that history is very very melancholy. Like after its heyday in the 80s, the 70s and 80s.
I just gotta say, my favorite one is the blowing of the baseball.
Kevin Seitzer, Kevin Seitzer, yeah. Well, they had a very storied run from about 1976 until 1989, 1990-ish. And then that was around the time George Brett was a couple of years away from retiring, and Moneyball started kind of happening. And once George Brett retired and the strike of 94, like when baseball resumed in 1995, the Royals were never the same for 20 years. Like they were the bottom of the fucking major leagues for 20 years, basically. They had the worst record for that 20-year span of all teams in Major League Baseball. And it's so, but there are bright spots. There are, like winning the World Series in 1985. And Kansas City is kind of like an underdog city. You know what I mean? It's a very, it's in the middle of the country. It's in the breadbasket. They call it flyover country on the coast. So like Kansas City gets overlooked a lot, to begin with. So in this little plucky town, they used, like this little plucky city, starts winning championships or starts making the playoffs on a regular basis. People kind of perk up and like, who the fuck are those guys? Who the fuck are those guys? That's why, like,
Jesus Christ, 85.
Yeah, and we won after we had that playoff run in 14. Obviously, they turned around. They went back to the World Series and won in 2015. So we were 30 years between World Championships when you as a Yankees fan, you as a Yankees fan, like
40, it was like
you've seen your team go to the World Series multiple times in your life. Multiple times in your life.
Many parades, many celebration, many retirements. It's actually funny because I saw a conversation today online how they were making fun of Derek Jeter for having herpes or something like that. And like so a player broke a record for being the fastest player to make it to the playoffs, and then someone was just like, yeah, unlike Derek Jeter who has herpes, and then like the whole conversation
Like, wait,
shifted to
what?
Derek Jeter. Yeah,
Like, wait,
then
what?
people started talking about Derek Jeter having herpes. I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, man, it's a gift that keeps on giving, man. And I got to assume if you see, I didn't grow up on like the East Coast, obviously, so like I'm not familiar with like just being like that fucking surrounded by humanity. You know what I mean? Like you are wall to wall, nut to butt with people your entire life.
Yeah.
And so I can imagine like the STD circles get pretty fucking big, because it's like, out west, you can sleep around a little bit and be functionally safe if if you're being sketch and you're drunk and you don't use protection or whatever. You can be functionally safe because a lot of the STD circles out west are a lot more spread out. Whereas like in a big giant fucking city with 18 billion fucking people, if you fuck one person, like if that person's ever fucked one other person, your fucking sex circle just got fucking ginormous. You know what I mean? And the more you fuck, those numbers just get fucking exponentially bigger. You know what I mean? And it's exactly the same out west. It's just more spread out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's I want to put it out here. DD214 Gaming, we encourage the practice of safe sex. Okay, so wrap it before you tap it.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? Like always wrap it before you tap it. And if you can't have a condom or you can't find it, don't be a dummy. Go on her tummy. Okay, like pull out game fucking works, homies.
That's a new
works. All right.
That's a new merch line, right?
We don't add to and we don't subtract from the population in our happy times. Okay. We keep our happy times happy. We don't add to. We don't take away. All right, so yeah,
that's right. There we go.
Pull out game is strong here, homie. Pull out game is strong.
That's the same method that I was taught being a cook in the Army. You could always add, but not. But you
add to. You can add to, but you don't take away.
Yeah.
But see, we're not adding. We don't want to add to the population either. If you're just out having a good night and you happen to take a very good looking member of the sex of your preference home, I encourage the use and practice of safe sex. If not, pull out, homies. Pull out. All right.
That's right. And if you're one of those that don't, you can create a prodigy like this kid here in 1995, who was.
There you go. What we got here?
He calls himself Zot the Avenger.
Okay.
This kid was using public broadcasting.
Cable access.
Cable access.
That's like fucking Wayne's World. The dude was doing like Wayne's World shit back in the 90s.
There you go.
Okay.
And he's the prototype streamer.
Yeah. Actually, yes. Like if you put it like that, that's exactly what he was doing. Like he was using cable access as a means to broadcast his video game play.
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely. It's funny you found this little clip, man. Like growing up in Tucson, when I moved, once I moved out on my own and got out on my own as a young man, a young adult, I never really got a lot of never really paid for cable. I didn't really have cable, and a couple of times I had roommates that did pay for cable and they wanted cable, so I'd share a little bit of the bill with them or whatever because I wasn't gonna be a dick like that. But a lot of the times I would just sit up at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and it's fucking cable, and like that's exactly why I didn't want to get cable, because TV fucking sucks. But whatever. But I would watch fucking these crazy ass motherfuckers on cable access, dude, because you get some crazy people on there. That's just like, dude, just like pop a bag of popcorn and start browsing like cable access. You got people talking about like space aliens and conspiracy theories. You got kids streaming video games.
And he had a phone number for people to call him.
Yes, yeah, and people will call in. That's a choice. Like you can go down to the public access station, and you can sign up to have a show. Like I remember this. Like, and it was a thing. And when you sign up to do a show, you have options, and one of those options is, do you want your show to be a call-in show? So if it's a call-in show, the fucking phone's right there, and they'll fucking and the phone will light up if somebody calls in, and you can push a button and their voice would come in and you would talk to them live while you're broadcasting. So yeah,
Incredible.
It's back. It's '90s, dude. I mean, it's like some fucking 1990s shit, man. Like it was. You can see the evolution of like now that you say that you kind of just blew my mind. It's kind of the evolution of like podcasting, basically. That was a very early.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cable access is definitely like kind of a what we today would be like a primitive version of podcasting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and what's very interesting too is that he uploaded these videos himself recently. So
That's
all
awesome.
these,
Oh, so is he still gaming? Is he still
I
like?
don't know what he's doing, and I would love to find out. To be honest
Absolutely.
with you, so it would be
Absolutely.
cool. I'm gonna try to send out a feeler out there for him because this is very interesting stuff. I think it'd be very because let's tap into the head for a second here. Like the kid, I mean, the kid doesn't look no older than anywhere between 10 to 15 years old. He has
guaranteed.
Yeah, the kid's using most likely using a green screen. He has the video games playing behind him. He has people calling him, using a phone number to call in for
that was all standard back then. Like you could do that. Like if you had, it took a very minute amount of video production knowledge, but like it literally comes down to, even in the '90s, it came down to like pushing 3 fucking buttons basically.
Yeah,
it was not that. It was even in the '90s. It was not that difficult. Like that, people forget how fast like technology advanced. But even in my lifetime, from like when I was born in '81, what that kid was doing would be unheard of, right? By the fucking early to mid '90s, what that kid was doing was fucking like standard.
Yeah,
like, easily standard. So like even in the first 11, 12 years of my life, so I'm assuming that kid is probably close in age to me. So he's probably either 2 or 3 years older or 2 or 3 years younger or right on the button my age.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guarantee you that dude's like within like 2 or 3 years of my age. But it's like being, growing up as a child in the 80s, by the time the 90s came around, and once I got out of, I really want to say it really turned a corner when I got to middle school. So like 92, 3, and 4, like 93, 94, like kind of encroaching on the mid 90s.
Yeah.
Is where everything turned a corner. And all of a sudden, like everything just got really easy, really fast with technology. Like, I mean, everything was like, you went from fucking phones being, cords, having a cord on the phone and hanging on the wall, or there's a cord on the phone, to everybody had a cordless phone, to you could have multiple lines for your fucking house. You know what I mean? Call waiting, all this shit seemed to happen like within literally like a 2 or 3 year span.
Yeah.
And then it only went from there. Obviously, like it's 2021.
Rapidly too. I mean, look at where we are today. I mean,
extremely rapidly.
I'm using a wireless charger to charge my phone right now. Like,
my girlfriend, like the charger in our bedroom is wireless. Like,
you just put it right on.
You just put the fucking phone on there. Like, what's that about? Like, all right, Tesla, calm down. Okay, I don't know how your fucking devil magic works. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, and while you speak about Tesla and SpaceX,
what I fucking do here? What? What?
The obvious competitor to SpaceX, Blue Origin, went to space this week with William Shatner.
Yeah, Captain Kirk made it to space, and so
he cried his fucking eyes out,
dude. That was simultaneously like the best display of emotion I've probably ever seen out of a human being coming back from space. And then those 3 fucking chuckle knuckle fucking head mooks that were fucking dancing around, spraying champagne, and fucking like the people. Like, William Shatner deserved a better fucking crew of people to fucking fly to space with.
Yeah,
because like I don't know who the fuck those people were like trust fund baby. I don't know who the fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, what a bunch of fucking dickheads, dude. Like, what a bunch of fucking dickheads. Like, just like, you're too rich for your fucking own good. You fucking clearly live inside of a fucking bubble. And like Captain fucking Kirk is like having a fucking moment, and you're over there like fucking like you're over there fucking giving yourself like a fucking champagne fucking enema or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
A champagne enema.
Fuck yeah, bro. Look it up. Search that shit up on Pornhub, dude. If you want to fucking
Jesus Christ.
You might need some fucking eye bleach after, but whatever, dude. am I wrong? Like, is that fucking not pretty much what they were fucking doing? Like,
No, it is. It is.
They like, if you go back and you can watch it on YouTube. Like, look that shit up. I mean, it's like I had to turn it off. I had to read a transcript of what Shatner said because I couldn't watch the fucking video. I wanted to punch so many people in the fucking face simultaneously and just beat the fucking dog shit out of them. You know, like fuck that, dude. Like fuck that. Like fuck that lack of like emotion or empathy. Is your life so fucking empty that when you fly to the outer edges of fucking space from Earth and you land, like your first thought in your head is to just like fucking bend over and like shove champagne up your ass? Like seriously, dude? Like what has your life led up to this point? Like you're one of like a handful of people that have even gone to space at this point. And you're sitting over here spraying champagne
in your ass.
While fucking Captain Kirk is fucking crying in the corner somewhere, standing alone. You know, while the fucking richest man on the planet fucking laughs maniacally, like fucking looking like Lex fucking Luthor. You know what I mean? Like,
put his champagne in his ass.
What fucking timeline do we live in right now, dude?
You know,
That's all I want to know.
It's
like,
very.
What fucking timeline?
I was thinking the same thing because, like, first off, the Blue Origin rocket looks like a giant penis.
Oh yeah, it's a giant phallic object, dude.
It looks like because it looks like it has like the area where it turns into the balls all the way in the bottom. It's the giant shaft, and then like the fucking helmet. It looks like it bends in like a fucking penis. It's a penis.
This dude is literally like cartoon character fucking evil. Like
he's Lex Luthor.
He's Lex Luthor. He's Dr. Evil. He's the dude from fucking James Bond. Like it's insane. It's just fucking insane. Like, what world do we fucking live in right now? Like, I don't know. I'm having fun. I don't know about everybody else. I'm kind of watching over here from the corner.
Are you ready? You ready to laugh?
Always.
Here is a picture of Jeff Bezos dressed up in a fucking machine that looks like the fucking thing as Lex Luthor. Like,
come the fuck! Is that real? Is that fucking real?
It's fucking Lex Luthor, bro.
No, but is that picture real? Like,
it's real.
Is there really a giant robot like that? There is, seriously.
Oh yeah, he was in it, bro. He was in it. Again, what a time to be alive. And in saying that,
baby,
G4 is fucking coming back.
G4? You mean like
G4 is fucking coming back?
You talking about like the like that? It used to be like a cable channel.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yep. G4 is on its way back with original programming and some of its original cast.
Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, like, because again, this is going back to earlier in the conversation where I didn't watch a lot of TV. I remember G4. I did not watch a lot of it back in the day, but that was also because a lot of the programming was not up my alley, I guess. Let's just say that, okay? I could see with today's change in gaming, you could make shows out of people like playing against each other on Call of Duty, or somebody doing like a run through on like Ghost of Tsushima, or
and well, this isn't a Far Cry, because shows that are coming back with the host of X Play, Adam Sessler. He is, from what I'm reading, he is coming back to the team to oh wait, is Adam Sessler coming back?
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
Better fact check yourself. We try to be very
he is coming back.
Good about not giving out false information here in DD14 games.
Absolutely. And Adam Sessler and Kevin Pereira are coming back for Attack of the Show and X Play. I'm very excited. I've read in the past too, Olivia Munn is coming back. Olive May, Alex Goldenboy Mendez, and Indiana Black are hosting an esports show called the Bleep Esports Show. So we're gonna see esports being finally, are we gonna see the Call of Duty League be televised this time around? You know, are we going to see League of Legends? Are we going to see Rocket League tournaments?
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm excited for this.
I think in 2021, a channel like that has a much better chance of success than it did back in the early 2000s.
Absolutely.
There's a reason, and I don't want to offend, because I don't want to speak too much on something that I don't have a lot of knowledge of. Again, I do not want to come off as if I like watched this channel 24/7 back in the day, because I didn't. But I think there is it should be said, like, there's a reason that channel had to go away. The audience wasn't there. I guess the popularity wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Plenty of people gamed, but not enough people gamed and gave enough of a fuck to watch the channel about it. Right?
And streaming wasn't a thing during that time either.
Not
so
even
people
close.
weren't watching other people play video games.
That's how. And again, that's the evolution. That's how far streaming and podcasting and freaking everything that the internet has come with in the last 20 years. 20 very short years. There's a new leap almost every fucking year, if not multiple times a year, with some of the technology that we have. So yeah, no shit. I can see G4 becoming way more successful this time around than I guess you might say that it was back in the day. So
absolutely, and we have shows. There's going to be programming that will be produced and delivered through a first of its kind 24/7 broadcast studio, both reviving beloved legacy shows and introducing new additions. We're also going to see an esports comedy show called Boosted, a virtual reality show and a mobile game show, and a Dungeons and Dragons show featuring celebrities like Jack Black and Tiffany Haddish. The channel will be available November. I think it says here. What the hell is it? I just saw it. November 16th. It will be available through Verizon, Cox, Xfinity, and Philo. So if you don't have those, I'm sorry. But also, if you don't have any of those channels, you can also go on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter in preparation for the relaunch. So keep an eye on the social media for that. I'm super excited for this because there's so many more opportunities now. And one of my favorite shows was on G4. It was called Bomb Squad Afghanistan. So they have some love for the military. So
yeah. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, you figure it's kind of hard not to have some love for the military when, like, how many fucking games over the years like are military themed? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of almost societal at this point in the United States. Like,
yeah,
the military is a very long running and very common thread that runs very deep into the roots of our society. So, it's one of those things where you really can't get around it in a way. You know what I mean? You really just can't get around it.
And you know what? It would be the perfect opportunity to have a DD214 gaming late night talk show on G4.
That would be fun.
That would
G4,
be.
Are you hearing us?
Are you listening?
We'll work for food. We'll work for food.
Just
right here,
pizza.
Dude. Like,
pizza.
Yep. Like seriously, like feed me some freaking alcohol and freaking cannabis, dude, and we'll have a great time, dude.
Yeah, there we
go.
We'll
have a great time.
There we go. And I mean, this shit's gonna be so cool. So remember, guys, November 16th. Get ready for it. I know I'll be there that midnight, waiting for the channel to come on. So
I look forward to the review.
Yeah. There we got so we did the streamer. Squid Game.
Oh yes, Squid Game. Yes. You promised a review.
Yeah, so as you guys saw, for those who saw what I said, I gave it the 7.9.
Okay.
And I'm actually, a friend of mine, Justin, wrote to me and said, why? I get it. I agree with it, but why? And here is my reasoning why. Okay. Beautifully written. Okay. Well written. It is a different take of anything I've ever saw. It kind of reminded me of like a live action anime of sorts. So many things happening. And, first I want to say to the 8 or 9 studios that rejected the writer of Squid Game, you fucked up, because this shit is now like the top. I think it's top.
I think here's the real question. Over the years since that was written, that he was rejected over and over again, do you think it would have hit as hard 5 or 10 years ago? Question on that one.
That's an interesting question, because I feel like it would have ended up as a cult classic.
There you go. So are like, I don't want to say the studios weren't dumb, obviously, for rejecting it, but it does beg the question, like, would the
it have
studio
hit?
would the studio have bought it, and would they have been able to sit on it for 10 years and make it when it hit hard in 2021, when like in 2015 it, like you said, it would be a cult classic. It wouldn't necessarily be
kind of like, like Postal, very specific niche
very, very
fans
neat. Yep.
are like that movie. It's the same thing when it comes to like The Witcher, World of Warcraft, and things, that niche audiences. So that's a very interesting question. Yeah, I truly believe that Squid Game would have turned into one of those cult classic phenomenons.
Right.
And right now it's so modern, it's so edgy, and it's so well written and so deep rooted about society,
Right.
that this is the story that we need to it's a good wake up call, because I mean, you said two episodes?
Yeah, I've seen the first 2 episodes, and
they were savage as fuck.
oh yeah, and on top of that, I mean, it's very dystopian, while, like you said, being very modern, which is almost a statement unto itself. Like, it's very modern, but it's also dystopian. So it's like, are we living in a postmodern world right now? And are we already part of the dystopia?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are we already part of the dystopia, and just don't realize it yet, because not enough of the gears have come off. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
and
that's one of those, like,
the gears, and this show makes the gears run.
It makes you think about it. It's a massive statement on what I would call, I don't want to get too political or anything like that, but it's a massive statement on this is what I would personally call capitalism run amok.
Yeah.
Right. And there are arguments all around the spectrum of whether or not capitalism has gone too far, or is there such a, where do you draw the line once, whatever. I'm not going
Yeah, no, yeah, I know exactly what
not
you
going
mean.
there, but by just watching the first 2 episodes, it is a massive statement about what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
With
And
capitalism run amok, basically.
Yeah, and what makes this so interesting too is that people are comparing this to like the Hunger Games or Battle Royale, but I don't see it that way, because
I don't either.
It's a whole different take. It's a whole different type of game, and it's so fucking interesting that someone.
Everyone in the game is, I guess, expendable to society. They have already reached the limits of what they can produce.
Yeah, and what's interesting about this is that
society will not miss them if they are gone.
Right? Yeah, and what's funny is, but that's the funny thing, because they won't be missed, but at the same time, not all of them are bad people.
Not at all.
And that's what makes it so much more interesting.
And it also shows the human connections that several of the players. And by the way, this game starts with like 450 some players.
456.
456 people with families, people that love them. In a lot of cases, probably depend on them. And it's one of those things where, like, you almost could see it happening. Like, you could almost see it happening.
The desperation.
Like, yes, for a game.
Yeah. And it's not, and it's
live action. It is a live action video game with ultimate dire consequences, right?
Oh, yeah. And I mean, and it's become such a fan thing now. People were playing red light, green light on Warzone.
Yeah. It's like it's a phenomenon, right?
Yeah, it's so crazy. But like, now this is where I get to the part that now I have nothing.
Why is it a 7.9? Right.
Okay.
Right.
Like it. Okay. I'll get to that in 1 second. It's well written. It's like, again, it's modern. It's gory as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's truthful. But I have nothing bad to say about the writing of it, the production of it. It was very well done. I just want to say fuck you to episode 6. That's all I'm going to say.
I guess I'll find out when I get there.
You'll find out. But I gave it a 7.9 because now it's not marketed as it's definitely not marketed something towards younger teenagers and children, but it's being spread out to games like Roblox, which children play,
right?
On a high number. Squid Game is in Roblox right now. There are kids playing in bus stops some of these games. So and the problem is not that the kids are playing the games, but the kids have the knowledge of something so fucked up. And
Well,
now, there's the morality of truth that is
yeah.
in this show is so fucking. I don't even know what the word for it. Like I don't.
No, I get it. Well, in regards to, let's say, what do we and do we not necessarily shelter our children from in certain instances? You're never gonna hear me tell anybody ever not to be a responsible parent.
Yeah.
Okay. There are also different ideas of parenting and different people have different ideas of whatever. Here's my take, especially growing up out in the Wild West, Arizona style, right? Back in the days of the Wild West, when there was a hanging, like a public, somebody went to the jailhouse and got found guilty and was sentenced to hang. It was a public spectacle. People would take their children to see hangings.
Oh shit.
When you live in these eras of, like, think about recently the Syrian civil war.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was there any sheltering of children and what they saw? You know what I mean? Like
No, you're right.
I'm trying really hard not to get too graphic about this, but that's
no, of course.
like, and I'm not, and I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I'm not saying that being exposed to some of these ideas or exposed to seeing stuff around you or seeing stuff on a TV. I'm not saying that can't be detrimental. It can definitely be detrimental. And again, I want to espouse responsibility of the parent. If you're allowing your children to watch certain things, whatever, that's on the parent.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to make the point that throughout history, children are going to be exposed to shit.
Yeah,
I'm not always saying it's right, but children are going to be exposed.
Yeah. And my and my issue is not with the gore or the violence, but the deep-rooted truths and morality that are shown in this show. The life-changing decisions that are made when you get further into the show. And when you get to it, you're gonna understand more of what I'm talking about and why I gave it a 7.9. Because the violence is not the issue. The issue is if your brain is not molded to understand it, it's gonna fuck you up. Like that's what I'm trying to say. And maybe not for everybody,
kind of like we're our own worst enemy type thing. Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And I hope I'm saying this
No, I
properly.
mean, there's already elements of that in the first, like a lot, pretty much and I'm not giving away any spoilers by saying this, but pretty much all the players in the game are extremely in debt. So on some level, they have all fucked up in life bad enough to be extremely massively in debt to where there's really no climbing back out of that hole.
I mean, dude, they're like millions of dollars in debt. And
in that society, in the TV show, in Korean society, when you're that far down, there is no climbing back out. Like your life is over. Your life is functionally over. Like one of the main characters is a gambling addict. The dude is he's an addict. He's a gambling addict, and he is so far in the hole that he was desperate enough to agree to play the game. Obviously, right? And that's some of the. And that, so I see
without knowing the consequences.
Without knowing the consequences, and then. And yes, like exactly what you're saying. Like you become your own worst enemy because your brain is already like pre-wired and conditioned to make certain decisions because you've been making those types of decisions your whole life. So your brain is automatically going to shift. It's why we do training, the way we do in the military. It's fucking muscle memory. Yeah, and when your brain's muscle memory is to fuck you, guess what? You're gonna get fucked, even if it's at the expense of your own life. You're gonna
Yeah.
get fucked.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. But other than that, production is amazing. The costumes are amazing. The masks are amazing. It's very different. The jumpsuits are pretty funny to see. Um, before we get to our next bit, do you have any theories? Do you have any guesses?
well, obviously, just being that it's a TV show and there's a group of people that the TV show follows and is obviously following. Um, they're doing the whole tug on the heartstrings thing with
Yep.
like with every single one of them.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of comedic relief with the old man, player one.
He's great. Player one is
Player
great.
one is great. Yeah, like, and I'm only 2 episodes
Right,
in,
baby?
so
Player one's great.
it's obviously there's a little bit of comedic relief with him, and then everybody else. It's this tug on the heartstrings. My life is fucked up, and I am desperate enough to do this shit, and I don't. Whatever, dude. Theories wise, no, like zero, because like
Interesting, yeah.
It's a phenomenon right now. It's a phenomenon. So it's like the fact that it got this big, this fast, must mean that the ending is at least tolerable. Because
I could say that it is.
well,
So
I would give you a whole review of Midnight Mass, except all I can say is the fucking ending sucked. So it's like I just spent 8 episodes watching this shit for fucking like meh,
Yeah.
So meh,
yeah.
Like all that for what?
It's true. It's true.
Obviously, the Squid Game doesn't have that problem, because if it did, more people would be bitching, and they're not.
Now it does have a great ending. I'm not going to tell you if it's a cliffhanger or not. But what they say is that there's not going to be a season 2. So just enjoy it for what it is. That's it.
Best TV show I ever saw, I think also on Netflix, was Dark, that German. It's 3 seasons.
I heard that was so good.
Oh my god. That I will stand on this and say that is the single greatest TV show I've ever seen. It's 3 seasons long, but it has a fucking definitive ending, and it is so gorgeously majestic, dude. Like, it is like the most beautiful, like fucking put a bow on top of the present. Fucking everything. It's a fucking experience, and if you watch it, I encourage people to watch it. They speak German. I encourage watch it with them speaking German with English subtitles.
That's always the best experience with the original language.
Oh my god,
with the subtitles.
Perfect. It is literally that is and it's. That sounds like what Squid Game is, except with just one
actually,
season.
And that's another thing. If you guys are watching Squid Game, make sure you are not reading the closed captions. The closed captions are not translated correctly.
I noticed that.
Yeah, the subtitles are more closely to the language. But still some things are not 100%, but still great show. It's a 7.9. It's still good to watch. But again, if your brain's not prepared for something like that, I would not suggest watching it.
It does get very emotional at times. I will definitely attest to that.
And you're just 2 episodes in.
Yeah, I'm barely into it, and I'm like, I can already see where they're going with some of this shit. Where it's like, hey, well, somebody's gonna fucking die. Obviously there can be only one. It's by virtue of the game. Like, there can be only one here, dude. It's like,
and it's just so funny. Like the old man, the old man's having a good time playing red light, green light. He's he's chilling. So it's so fucking cool, man.
Dude, if I was in his position, I'd be doing the same shit.
I mean, the guy's dying. So
I got a brain tumor, and I'm like 8,000 years old, dude. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Now I'm not gonna spoil nothing for you, but I'm gonna give you one hint. Keep an eye on the walls.
Oh man, I already was after the fucking red light, green light.
So you already see the walls already.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's too smart for this. Fuck. Get him a goddamn Diet Coke.
I wouldn't necessarily. No. I just spent the last like 11 years of my life just paying attention to fucking almost everything. It's probably gonna take a little while.
Yeah.
Before that. That's like muscle memory for me. Basically, is like watching everything as much
Yeah.
as possible without fucking making my brain explode. You know. So
Yeah.
what do we got next?
So now we got. Hey, today was DC Fandome.
Okay.
Got a couple things here. I'm kind of pissed off that you can't see this, that you can't hear anything. But it would be the best time. We'll leave Batman for last, and then if you can watch it on your phone, and we'll get you a live reaction or something like that.
Okay.
You watch it on your phone because you can't not watch this. But I have some clips here for. The first thing here is a video game called Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League.
Oh boy.
It is it's a four. I don't know if it's a 4-player game, but I know you could play as 4 different characters and maybe more. Now, what's very exciting about this game is that it's made by Rocksteady, the makers who made some of the Batman games and stuff like that. The game looks great. I have it up here right here on the screen so you can see it.
Okay.
You still can't hear it, right?
No, I can't hear it, but I'm hoping our viewers can.
Maybe? I don't think so. I just
we'll figure that out.
We'll just leave the video up. But this is what it is, folks. God, it looks so good. This HD shit is so good. You have characters like Harlequin, Deadshot, King Shark. Oh man, it just looks so good. And in this game, you are going against the Justice League. I don't know what the story.
So the good guys are the bad guys.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is on this because
I can get behind that.
Yeah, because if you look at some of the characters, that you're going to see Superman and you're going to see the Flash momentarily here, and they got like these veiny looking things here. But as like the Suicide Squad is, it's comedic. The game looks good. It looks really good. I'm most likely going to get it. You know me, I'm a nerd, so this is the game to play right now.
It's already out?
No, 2022.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2022, my bad. PS5. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be on every platform available. Game looks really good. The other game that was revealed is Gotham Knights.
Okay. Here we go.
Damn ad. So Gotham Knights, we talked about this last year. And if you guys don't remember, we covered DC Fandome last year. So we're gonna make it a tradition to continue every single year to cover it.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, John. I mean, you're kind of a DC fanboy, and that's okay. That's okay. We can run with that on this show. You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So what we got here, so the story here that we have is the Court of Owls. The Court of Owls is a super secret society that pretty much they die and they come back to life and they become like these. It's pretty much like the Illuminati with owl masks. That's what they are.
Okay.
Bruce, from what the theories are going for, Bruce Wayne is the villain. You'll be playing as characters as Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and the Red fucking Hood. And if you don't know who the Red fucking Hood is, you better start reading your comic books now.
Seriously.
Over here you see Penguin here with Nightwing. So in the trailer, Penguin here is talking to Nightwing, telling him, "You don't want to go down this rabbit hole." Da 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 da. So I mean, look at them.
So this is one of those like games that might flip a lot of like semi-established canon like on its head. Maybe
this game is not canon,
right? So this is So this is they can go in any direction they really fucking want to with this. Like Bruce Wayne might be the fucking bad guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And if he is, then that means that they killed Bruce Wayne and they brought him back to life. And I'm pretty sure that this is him walking. The game just looks so damn good. I mean, look at that.
Right.
I mean, so the game's looking really good. It's coming out very soon. It'll show up at the end of the trailer. I mean, you see Batgirl here, you see the owl characters.
Yeah.
And the Court of Owls is a newer, they're a newer thing that came out in the comic books. I love the Court of Owls story because it was a fresh take on a new villain because, we kept on getting the same Riddler, Joker, Penguin, Mr. Freeze, and all that stuff. We needed something fresh and something new and something kind of sadistic, and this was it. So yeah, there you go. Gotham Knights,
Good shit.
2022.
Good shit.
Yeah, another game that.
Interesting.
Yep, another game that's coming out in 2022. Very excited for it.
I like it. I like it.
They also revealed Black Adam with Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Okay.
I'm super excited for that too. That looked pretty good. The trailer looked a little cheesy, but the conversation I was having with my wife before was that there's a so Black Adam is a very complicated character, like very fucking complicated, and it's very interesting that The Rock wanted this part so fucking bad, and he got it.
Okay.
He got it, and
I'll have to look into that. I'm not familiar with that character or the story or anything.
it's actually funny. I think you would actually like that character. He's a very fucked up guy.
Okay.
He comes from the pages of the Shazam comics, which another Shazam movie was revealed. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Another thing that was revealed was the Flash. I'm going to show you the clip right now, and unfortunately, we can't hear anything. Yada yada yada. My bad. Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna figure this shit out. But here it is. This is the trailer right here. And as you can see, you see two Flashes, two Ezra Millers. This is supposed to be a Flashpoint movie, so they're going back in time. There's going to be a lot of different things, but look at the house. Well,
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so now blah blah blah. He's going back in time now in this trailer. Because if you know the story of the Flash, his mother died. And his thing was going back in time to find out whose mother died, and Reverse Flash killed his mom. Sorry if that was a spoiler. That's just a thing that happens in the comics. But I don't know what's going to happen with this story. But you were going through the trailer, you see him making the boots and stuff like that. But something very special happens.
Oh, I think I recognize that silhouette.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you know who? Okay. Do you know which Batman it is?
That looked like that reminded me of the one from 1989. It's Michael Keaton.
It's Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is back in the bat suit.
Michael Keaton that was Michael Keaton?
That was Michael Keaton. He is in the bat suit for this.
That's
Flash
pretty fucking
movie,
dope. That's pretty fucking dope. That's cool.
Yeah, which we are so excited about.
Absolutely.
I can't help but just think like, wow. So, what's next? Bat Wheels is there's a cartoon coming out in the style of Cars, called Bat Wheels. Super Pets is coming out. That has The Rock. Who else is in it? It's The Rock, Chris. What's the short comedian guy?
Chris Rock? No. Shit. Hey, babe.
What the fuck is his name?
What's the name of that comedian you like?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. That's it.
Kevin Hart's in it. I believe. I think either Key or Peele is in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And and something that I actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was actually kind of excited about this. Be it as it may, I have not watched the Suicide Squad yet.
Okay.
The movie, have you?
I have not.
Okay. John Cena is going to be in a spin-off series of his character from the Suicide Squad called Peacemaker.
What?
Yeah, and this is actually kind of cool to see John Cena in a TV show that's going to be coming to HBO Max.
Well, I don't understand. There's just I don't really see anything. There's just a dude talking. Now there's a dude shooting. Where's John Cena?
That's John Cena.
I can't see him. Did you just now get that? Thank you.
That's funny as hell. That he just got me with the John Cena joke. He was like, I don't see him. Where is he? So yeah, there he is. Oh, and
is Champ there?
Is Champ there? Oh man, but
I'm talking about World Wrestling Federation champion John Cena.
It's and in this scene, he's actually making fun of the family in the picture, and he's saying, "Are you sure that those kids? Are you sure that those are their kids? Because one child looks like it's theirs, but the other one looks like a butt baby." So he goes on to explain that a butt baby is pretty much a baby that comes out of your mother's asshole instead of coming out of the vagina.
Wait, what? What is
Yeah.
this? What is this character's backstory? Like, what?
I don't fucking know.
Hey,
And
there's the Terminator.
yeah, oh yeah, that's a liquid
Rob-
cop. Yep.
Robert Patrick.
Yep, Robert Patrick, who somehow finds himself to be in these small roles in movies
Yeah,
and
he always
TV
nails
shows.
it. He always nails it. He's a good
Yeah,
actor.
he does. And but yeah, this it's supposed to be like a dark comedy. So
I'm looking forward to see. I would love to see John Cena in a hopefully R-rated, more enjoyable. Look at that body. Jesus Christ. Look at that body.
He's doing the Marky Mark with the whitey tighties. I mean, look,
Yeah.
he looks like a fucking idiot. Look at him.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah, but there you go. That's that is Peacemaker, guys. Get ready for that.
When does that come out?
That comes out January 13th, I believe. January 13th.
Okay. Couple months,
excited.
3 months, about 3 months.
Yep. And now pull out your phone. Okay. It's time for you to go on YouTube.
Oh God. Oh, and watch Batman?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to mute my
No, don't mute it. Don't mute it. In fact, I may need your sound.
What am I searching? New Batman trailer?
Check go on IGN on YouTube.
Like their channel?
Yeah, and it's one of
Batman official trailer number 2.
There you go. That's the one.
2:45, 2 minutes 45 seconds long.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, and you want me to just keep my sound on, basically?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right, let me get rid of this fucking piece of shit fucking ad, and then I'll turn my shit up.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too, guys. I'm gonna have the trailer up, but due to music that is owned by Nirvana, I believe the sound cannot be played. Jay unfortunately cannot hear it anyway, but. And there you have it.
Okay.
Let's hear. I got to hear what you think before I get to my thoughts.
Just based off of that. What's coming to my mind is just, I don't know. It just keeps repeating in my head like they're trying too hard.
Really?
And I don't know if it was the interactions, like the what they were saying, or if it's the action sequences where I've seen 15 different versions of Batman beat the shit out of 500 guys in a dark alley before, or I don't know.
You're looking for something different.
I don't even know what I'm looking for. It's 2021, and I'm not saying I won't see it. I'm not even saying that. That's not that trailer. Seeing that just for the first time ever, and like whatever, like that's. It just seemed like they were trying too hard. I don't know. I mean, maybe
they went hard because of the event. I mean, it's literally been 365 days since we got the last trailer, so maybe the hype was they wanted to. I could get that.
It is Batman. It is Batman. Like this is Batman. No matter what you do, people are gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Like, and so I don't know if, and I could be completely fucking wrong. I could be wrong on the same level of people making fun of them casting Heath Ledger as the Joker before they filmed The Dark Knight. I could be completely fucking wrong here. It just seemed like they were trying too hard. Like I've seen like a lot of the tropes and the Batman cliches. You know, like
vengeance.
I saw like 5 of them in there. And it's maybe I'm being too nitpicky. I'm just
no, but that's okay. That's okay because there was a lot of that. It was very Batmanish. So
it looked and you know what? And again, that's exactly why I might be wrong. Maybe that's what people want right now. Maybe maybe they did a really good fucking job with it. Like I don't from those, just under 3 minutes of footage, like I can't tell you or anybody like if maybe that's what they were going for in the fucking first place.
Yeah, it's still in pre-production. It's still in post-production right now.
Post-production? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's in post-production now. So
yeah, again, I'm an opinionated asshole sometimes. So
hey, I don't give a fuck. I'm biased. I fucking love it.
Okay.
I think but there's a lot of layers to this shit that make it so interesting. Like the gentleman in the car at the end. Do you know who that is?
The one that was getting chased by the Batmobile?
Yeah. That's Colin Farrell.
Was it really?
Colin Farrell, they put layers of makeup on him to make him become the Penguin.
The Penguin was Colin Farrell?
That was Colin Farrell, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So as far as cosmetic looks, everything looks great. Yeah. I think what's really cool too is how they made Selena Kyle with short hair. And in the original comics, in the Batman Year One comics, she has short hair. This is supposed to be the year 2 that Batman is around. So it's like, everything is still fresh. Some of his stuff still looks like shit. He's still making mistakes. That's what I think is. I think that's the Batman.
That's exactly where my critique came from. Was like they didn't show any of that. They showed all the typical quintessential
Batman stuff.
There's the fucking Batman in the sky, and here's Batman standing on a fucking ledge with his cape flowing, looking all fucking majestic as fuck. Here's him in a fucking alley beating the fuck impossibly out of like 20 dudes. I've seen all that before. I've seen like 5 different versions of that. Yeah. But what you're talking about sounds a lot more fucking interesting. Seriously.
Yeah, and I actually believe that we're going to see a different type of Bruce Wayne here. We're going to see emo Bruce. We're going to see it.
His haircut did kind of fucking give that away a little bit.
And it's funny too because I have a comic book right here called Earth. It's part of the Earth 2 series where they follow a lot. Andy Serkis is playing a physical like Alfred. Like he's playing like a well-rounded strong brute Alfred is the one that he is in the comics. We're gonna see him kicking some ass, which is fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
The Riddler, I don't know why the fuck they're not showing his face at all, but it's got this really cool mystery thriller vibe to it.
That was the one part with the villain. That was the one part I did want to see more of. I was like,
I want to see more of him. Yeah.
How are they going to do the Riddler? I am curious about that one, because like that when Jim Carrey did the Riddler in like 95, he was the perfect person to be the Riddler, but that movie was not the perfect movie for the Riddler at all.
And you know what? I loved that movie too, because I thought Tommy Lee Jones was so good as Two-Face. You know, it was like the perfect campy comic book Batman movie.
I was gonna say it was what it was for the time. It just didn't necessarily age well.
Yeah, and we didn't need it. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. But there is a director's cut. There is a director's cut that has not been released, and people are petitioning for it to be released. So
interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what, you know. There could be many more surprises, but social media was going crazy with a couple.
Sure.
You know, like
it's fucking Batman. I mean, when you talk about DC Comics, it's Superman and Batman. Like everything else is a far distant third.
And this is a world. This is a world where Superman doesn't exist, Wonder Woman doesn't exist, the Green Lanterns non-existent. This is a world of Batman. You know, and this world is going to continue in the HBO Max show Gotham PD.
Well, when you get down to brass tacks, you know, it's the same with the Punisher in the Marvel universe. You know, like when superheroes exist, it doesn't matter what you are as a man, you will lose every time. You will fucking lose in reality. Like it gets really hard to suspend disbelief when like an able-bodied regular human being, you know, can keep up with superheroes. Like, it's like what was that? They made it into an anime, but it was a comic book series where like their version of Superman like just dismembers the fucking Justice League, like by himself, and fucking and that little thing's version of Batman like tries to like swoop down and sneak up, and like the dude just grabs him by his foot and like smashes his whole body into the ground, and his face is all fucked up. It's like that's what would happen against a superhero.
Yeah, that is. I think you're talking about. I think you're talking about the Dark Knight Returns and the Dark Knight Rises. That's just one of my favorite comic stories of all time.
Hang on a second.
It's like, so are they like old and shit? They're older
No. Hang on. All right, I'm looking it up right now. God damn it! Like, of course, I've seen this thing like 14,000 times. And I can't remember the name of the freaking comic book or what it's called.
Yeah, they've had many instances together too where Superman has been like that. It could be Crisis on Infinite Earths.
It's Omni-Man. Omni-Man. What's the fucking name of that goddamn? What is the name of that goddamn comic book?
Final Crisis. Because that's dark side shit. The Omni Omega or something Omega or some shit like that. Oh God, my brain.
Dude, seriously, like I getting older sucks. What the hell? Omni-Man. What the fuck? Of course, it was created by Alan Moore. Of course.
Let's see. Alan Moore.
I don't know what they call the freaking.
Whatever.
It's called Invincible. The TV series is called Invincible.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Oh yeah, it's like they have like a fucking wannabe Justice League and that shit. And
I heard that shit is brutal.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. It's horrific. Like it shows you like what if fucking Superman existed in the fucking Batman universe, like Batman wouldn't fucking exist.
It's like, almost like The Boys.
Oh yeah. It's like The Boys. Like And I'd say multiplied by like 2 or 3 because they're actual fucking like they're legitimate. Yes.
Yeah. I also and before we get to the military news, I just want to say that they revealed a comic book that changed my life when I was growing up. It's coming out in a 4-part series called the DMZ.
Okay.
I have to talk about this because this dude. When I tell you this comic book changed my life, it changed my life. It gave me a perspective on people that I never understood before, and I actually finished the series while homeless, while me and my wife were homeless. So it was like a stronger, deeper meaning to me of that story. They took their liberties with the characters. Like the main character Maddie is not in the show. So they used the elements of a character named Z and Maddie, and they put it into a woman named Alma, who was played by Rosario Dawson. I have no issue. I have no issue with it. Dude, when I tell you that when they were showing the screenshots of the production, I teared up because it looks exactly how I thought of it. And for those of you who don't know what DMZ is, DMZ, I have the whole series right here next to me. In different forms too, in comic book form, graphic novel form. It is my favorite story. It takes place in Manhattan, and Manhattan. There's a second Civil War going on. No one ever talked. The story never talks about what happens or what is going on in the Civil War. It only talks about what happens in New York.
Okay.
You only know the perspective of New York. New York got closed off and turned into a DMZ. If you understand what a DMZ is and what happens in the DMZ, this is it, and they closed off the city and they told the people to evacuate, and the people of New York decided to stay.
Okay.
So they closed off the city and they said, this shit is yours. Fuck you. New Jersey is like a giant military post. The tunnels are guarded by the free states of America.
Interesting.
There's a lot of military stuff going on, a lot of political stuff going on, and the story talks about how the media manipulates everything.
Oh yeah.
And that is a big base of the story. And I really hope that they touch this subject in the show because it's important. It's what the story is about. But the true story is about the people who are in the DMZ, the people in New York, the people who live in New Jersey who got stuck in New York that can't get out.
Right.
There was also tones of domestic terrorism in the comic book. There were, it was the perfect book for me to read growing up in the area. And, there was even an incident in the comic book where the American military came in. And there was a protest of 200 and something people. No, it was like 1,000 something people or something like that. And they were marching and they were all wearing cloaks. And someone thought that they were pulling out a gun and they killed all the protesters.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Lots of crazy fucking shit. And, the comic book, it's not going to be in the show, but the comic book ends with the main character, Maddie, going to jail for hiding a nuclear bomb in New York.
Nice.
I do not think they are going to put that in the show.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna find out. And if that's a spoiler, I'm so sorry. But the nuclear bomb is a very important thing in the story because the character of Benjamin Bratt, Parco Delgado, steals it. And there's gonna be so much of everything. Military, New York neighborhoods, art, deep-rooted morality, and a stroke of survival. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a 4-part series on HBO Max. I'm hoping it's soon. I'm not gonna lie to you. I teared up. I was crying when I saw the production because I'm just like, this is it. And it's funny because for years I actually was writing to DC telling them I wanted to be Maddie Roth because I know the character so well. I could recite to you every single line from the comic book right here, right now, as a whole fucking episode. And I told them I look like him. I fucking look like him. I look exactly like him. I know him. He is me. I'm here. I'm here sitting here talking about the news, telling the world about you know, we sit here every week telling the world about the thing that's happening around us as far as gaming and military.
Absolutely.
And this is what Maddie Roth did. His job was a photographer, and I'm a photographer. He was a photographer that got stuck after his helicopter crashed.
Right.
By you know, and the government tried to hide it.
Right.
This is a big tone in the story, and he got stuck there, and he told the world what was going on in New York City. And I'm here telling the world what's going on with videos and gaming. You should have fucking hired me. I'm telling you. I am the guy. I don't need to act in anything else. It wouldn't even be acting because I am Maddie Roth.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, so we So we got 15 minutes left. So we got some military news here. Man, Lieutenant Colonel Stu Scheller, guilty as fuck.
Yep. Pled guilty, and I mean, the dude still got a slap on the wrist. I mean, it's whatever, but I mean, this was the obvious outcome. Like it was always going to end like this. Like you can't forget, no matter how high up the ladder you climb, sometimes you must never forget in the military that you are still bound by UCMJ.
Yeah.
And you can't just go around doing whatever the fuck you want. Like it doesn't, like there's protocol. Even if you are that much in disagreement with whatever the issue is, there is fucking protocol in the military. That's like, otherwise there'd be no fucking discipline and everybody would just be doing whatever the fuck they want.
As someone wise once said, someone has to volunteer as tribute.
That's right.
Someone has to be the example.
That's right. And this dude made himself the example. I mean, that's really like this dude, like there was no, like the dude was like 3 years from retirement, I think, or 2 years from retirement. Like there was zero reason for this guy to throw everything away like that. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what he did. And it's like, did you not think UCMJ covered you too, bro? Like you don't get to just do shit like that in that way. You know,
and it says here, prosecutors charged that Scheller discredited himself as an officer or disrespected other officers and officials 27 times through posted remarks, public and private.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Look, if there's anything that I learned in the military, on-base housing has thin walls and everyone's got big ears. You know, right. And everyone's
that's also why I never lived on post.
Like, oh shit! I got stories for you.
I ain't fucking dude. I wasn't even trying to fucking take work home with me, dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like there's no like.
Yeah. And let that be a lesson to you. The walls on post are thin.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. You know, it's kind of a whatever story, but there was a time when there was somebody that I was seeing, and where she lived on post. Because she had kids, like their house was attached to another house where another family lived, right? And her kids were gone, and I spent the night there, and we had some fun, you know. And when we finished our fun, the kids next door were crying because I think their bedroom was on the other side of the wall, and I could hear kids crying and shit. And it was like, fuck. Feel like an asshole now. Like, okay,
like, oh shit.
Apparently we had fun. So
hey, that's all that matters. And well, this guy, I'm sure he had a lot of fun making all those posts too, talking shit about his fellow comrades and shit like that. But it didn't go good for him because the day began with Scheller standing before the judge in his court martial, Colonel Glenn Hines, and pleaded guilty to charges that included contempt toward officials, disrespect toward superior officers, and dereliction in the performance of duties. The plea was part of an agreement that Scheller's lawyers reached with the Marine Corps that limits his punishments to no more than a letter of reprimand and a seizure of 2/3 of his pay for up to 12 months. So,
which I would, and I will say again, the dude got a fucking slap on the wrist. If this was a fucking junior enlisted soldier, or even an enlisted soldier that wasn't fucking like a senior non-com, like. The dude got a slap on the wrist.
They're coming after 2/3 of his pay for a year. I mean, that's nothing for a fucking officer, but
that's what I'm saying. I mean, but it's still his fucking money. I mean, this was a foregone conclusion. We called it.
Oh, he's a lieutenant colonel. He'll be fine.
We called like you just can't, you're not going to get around UCMJ.
Yeah.
Like it was a foregone conclusion that he was going to be found guilty, and it was a foregone conclusion as an officer, especially lieutenant colonel, that he was going to get a slap on the wrist. This is the United States military fucking 101, people. You know, different spanks for different ranks is what we used to say. You know what I mean? Like
that's great.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's basically. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah.
That's fantastic. And I mean, shit. You know,
There it is.
I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. I actually have a couple. I have a couple more things I do want to add, though.
Sure.
I want to give a big shout out to Bury the Hatchet in Woodbridge, New Jersey, for welcoming DD214 for some hatchet throwing. A couple days ago, me and my wife, we went to this really cool fucking spot. We were gonna go bowling, but we decided she actually was just like, hey, let's go hatchet throwing. We're just like, okay, cool, and once you get the method, because there's a fucking method.
Oh yeah, just yeah. It's on the release. It's all on the release.
Yeah, if you know how to throw a baseball, it's kind of it
helps. It helps.
Yeah,
but you just have to release different.
Yeah, once I figured it out, I didn't miss a shot. And then the homie Gennaro came out with this fucking weapon that he was probably not supposed to come out with. Yeah. But he taught us how to. It was a big fucking thing, and I hit a bullseye with it. Cool. So big shout out to Bury the Hatchet, guys.
What was that? An addle?
What?
Addle.
What's that?
An addle is it's a arrow throwing weapon.
Oh shit!
And they're like, yeah. What did he have?
Well, I sent the picture. Is that what you're looking at?
No, I didn't. When did you send the picture to me?
Hang on.
Let's see this shit.
So I got the picture right here.
Is that on my It's in our.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
That thing.
Okay. That's just more like a ranger. That's like a ranger hatchet.
Yeah, that thing is fucking cool. But big shout out to Bury the Hatchet. Truly appreciate you for that hookup. For some of the cool weapons. He said listen. I've told you guys before. Don't tell me nothing because I'm going to put it on the air. Unless you tell me not to put it on the air. Now he said that we'll be able to throw some ninja stars someday. So
here we go.
I want to throw some fucking ninja stars. So we'll see what happens.
Come out west, man. We can do that anytime.
We'll do it right in the fucking woods.
I'm telling you, man.
And yeah, I also want to give a big shout out to Mike J and Running with Scissors. I've continued playing some Postal. I'm loving the demo. I'm really loving it. I'm pissing all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Good. So and yeah.
And then next week we are in the process of getting my buddy Ronnie J for next week. So be prepared for next week for us to have once again a guest on our podcast.
There's going to be a lot of bloodshed next week, is what he's saying.
Probably.
We're gonna have.
Speaking of which, due to his coming up very soon duty position. We're gonna have to figure out how we put it when we put the podcast out there, like how we put it, because I don't want a bunch of fucking shithead fucking recruits seeing their fucking drill sergeant on a podcast.
Yeah,
like without a fucking giant deep dive. If they're gonna see it, I want it to be a deep dive. You know what I mean? It's got to be a fucking.
I'm just about done. All right.
It's got to be a deep dive. We can't just have his name out there. We're gonna have to figure that out as far as.
Yeah. So Ronnie J is gonna be here, aka Drill Sergeant Jackson, aka Muerte. He will be with us next week. Also, guys, make sure you use discount code DD214 Gaming Rogue Energy. That's so fucking cool. I'm so happy that just pops up. Also, check out our link tree, www.linktree.com/dd214gaming for every single one of our links. It's easier for us just to promote the link tree and tell you guys to go there because that's where Anchor is, Apple, Spotify, our Facebook group, our Facebook page, anything DD214 related, it is right there. And as always, to end the show, I believe it's your time.
I think it is. I guess I get the final thought this week.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. This last week I've just been doing a lot of, I guess, reflection because I've had time to. I always get time in the mornings now, like after I drop my kids off at school, and I'm just kind of at the house. And most days I kind of already have a chore list of things I need to do, and I start getting in on my chores. But obviously, the house is quiet, right? So I've had a lot of time to think these last few weeks, and especially after officially, there's being out of the Army, like when I was on terminal leave, and then there's like now it's like I'm out, like there's like I'm done. There's no more, never again. Don't have to worry about anything. I'm done, right? And these last couple of weeks, I'm still obviously very, very recent and fresh into it, but I think there's been a lot of reflection, and when I've been reflecting, especially having that time when you're just isolated and by yourself. Sometimes when you reflect on things that you can often reflect on things that don't go in a good direction, you might say. And I want to encourage everybody out there to remember that if it's if you're in a bad season in your life and the whole world seems like it's coming down around your head and the sky is falling and nothing is ever going to be right again, take a step back and try to put things in perspective as much as possible. If you need help, call somebody. Talk to your friends, talk to your family members, talk to trusted loved ones, whoever they are, about what you're thinking, about what you're feeling. Your feelings are valid. A lot of times it's part of the human condition to have feelings of failure, feelings of worthlessness, feelings of hopelessness. But it gets better. Tomorrow, the old adage is tomorrow's a new day. And it is the truth. If you're still breathing, if your heart is still beating, if you wake up in the morning, you're already ahead of the game. You're already ahead of the game. So don't ever get so despairing to think that it's just over. The National Suicide Hotline number is 1-800-273-8255. I want to encourage people, pay attention to yourselves, pay attention to your loved ones. If you are waking up because one of your homies is calling you at 3:30 in the morning, okay, yes, in one respect, you might be getting drunk dialed to an extent. In another respect, they're not dialing your number for no reason at 3:30 in the morning. So make sure they're fucking okay before you just very, aggressively tell them like, I'll call you in the morning or whatever, or hit the fuck you button. Don't even answer the phone because you're tired. Pay attention to patterns. If somebody tries to call you that you haven't heard from in 2 years and you'd be like, hey, call me back tomorrow or whatever, because you're busy. Nothing wrong with that necessarily. If they call you back before you get a chance to call them back, something's probably going on. Make sure they're okay. It's just paying attention to detail and having some situational awareness about the people that you love that are in your life. And if you're in a situation like me where, there's several hours a day where if you choose, the world is silence, and maybe that silence gets a little bit too fucking loud and all the fucking, Cirque du Soleil, PT Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus that goes on in your head gets a little too loud. Fucking hit somebody up, man. Call one of the homies. Call your ma. Call your pa. Fucking have a conversation with somebody. You know what I mean? Like just, oh, you know what? I haven't talked to my fucking, homie from back in the day. I'm going to hit him up, see if it's, chit chat for a minute, whatever. That is healthy. That's healthy behavior. And that's really what we're going for is mental health here. The world is not perfect. Life is not perfect. Shit fucking sucks sometimes. We get it. Like we've all been there. We've all fucking been there. What we don't allow here is quitting. So just don't fucking quit on us, please. We love you too much. We love you too much. So You guys have a wonderful week ahead. Wish all of your football teams the best of luck today and possibly tomorrow if it's the Monday Night Football game. John, I hope you have a wonderful week and hope you and your family have a wonderful week. And
as you as well too, man. And
right, man.
guys, thank you again. We love you. See you next week.
Guys, have a good one.